We are live. I'm gonna find Gemma.
Oh, hi! I mean, Jane knew I was here, but you guys didn't. How are you doing? Welcome to, well, some of you probably know this room. This is we call it the little kitchen. It's basically where, well, there's probably, you can hear a gurgling sound. That's the dishwasher. But this is where we do all of our sort of recipe testing and where we like prep for shoots and make our lunch. But I actually really love this kitchen. I kind of wish that when I've been doing my kitchen at home, I'd seen this kitchen first, because I probably would have had this kitchen at my house. Who loves it too? Hands up. Who's here? Who's here with us, Dane? Is anyone?
James Reeves says, "Afternoon, CCJ fam."
Oh, hey, James. Nice to see you, even though I can't see you, but I can imagine you. You're gorgeous.
Julie Caswell says hello.
Hello. Welcome. Willkommen. Bienvenue.
Clawtooth35 says hello from Scotland.
Clawtooth.
Yeah.
35. Clawtooth. I'm thinking somebody likes Dungeons and Dragons or fantasy. I also love fantasy, by the way. If anyone wants to know what I'm reading at the moment, please put your hands up. And I've always wanted to play Dungeons and Dragons. Anyway, that's off topic. I am currently melting some white chocolate because I have to do some little tests today for a cake which I am going to be making with Dane for our Christmas videos. And we absolutely love baking Christmas bakes here at Crumbs and Doilies and Cupcake Jemma. And we have loads of fun things planned for you for Christmas. So, and this is going to be one of them. So we're going to be making a celebration cake which has like huge snowballs in it. It's kind of like one of those chocolate ball sphere kind of cascading cakes. That's not even what they're called. There's probably a name for it. But anyway, it's going to be really nice and really sort of wintry and very festive. It's going to be a spicy sponge.
We can show them in a bit.
Oh, we can, because I've actually decorated a dummy cake. So when we're doing like recipe testing or decoration testing, rather than like waste a whole sponge, which would be a travesty, and then potentially not like it and then have to throw it away, we use dummy cakes which are made of polystyrene, and it's really handy because you can like scrape off all the icing and like start again if you hate what you did, which doesn't often happen, but occasionally it does. Or they kind of sit around for ages because we really like them, and then we're like, oh gosh, we should really scrape this off because it's quite disgusting. Just going to put this in the microwave for just a second or two.
I'll read out some more hellos.
Yes, please do.
Nabila says, "Hi guys." Sue says hello from South Africa.
Hello.
Baking with Grace says hello, Gemma. Anne-Marie says hello from Germany.
Germany.
Someone just called Baker says hello.
Baker?
Yes.
Guess that's, you do what it says on the tin.
Ellen Rebecca says, "Afternoon, I love it. Going to one of Sally's courses was a bit of a fever dream being in CCJ studio." Oh,
so you're going to get to come into this actual space because people who do Sally's classes get to come and do them here, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so she does them almost every weekend now. Well, every other weekend at the moment, but yeah.
XOXO says hi from the Philippines. Love you guys.
Hey.
Laura says hi from Barcelona. Daniel is here. He says hello, Gemma and Dane.
I can't hear the name Daniel without wanting to sing. Daniel is travelling tonight on a plane. I won't go on. It's fine.
I don't know that one.
What?
Maybe some people here know it.
Guys, come on.
Oh, Nikki would know that.
Yeah, and Nikki would know that because Nikki and me share a love of Elton. But does anyone have any questions? So I am basically doing a little bit of prep, a little bit of testing today. I just bought these because I've been trying to make balls, and I've tried various different mold thingies, and I tried polycarbonate.
Yeah.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Those are I don't have them here. They're at home, but they're the really, really solid ones that like professional chocolate people use, and they were really, really hard. You have to temper the chocolate so perfectly in order to get them to come out. So I actually have these, which are really good actually. Let me show them. This is, don't look into this cupboard. This is one of those cupboards, it's like a hell cupboard because you put things away just by shutting. That happens. Things just fall out of it. Everyone's got a cupboard like this, haven't they? It's not just me. Oh gosh, stay. Yeah, everyone's got a drawer like that or a cupboard like that where you're just like, oh, I don't know where to go in the drawer. So these things are really cool actually. I'll show you them. Sally got these a while ago and I actually don't know where she got them from, but they're like 3-piece thingies. So you've got the top bit here and then you've got these inserts. So what you do is you pour the chocolate into these bits and then you put these bits back in and then you put this bit back on and it kind of smushes down and as long as you put the right amount of chocolate in, which is guided by like a handy sort of very faint line, it smushes it all the way up to just the right kind of height and you end up with these. Actually they're really good, but I just wanted to try another couple of things and I've got these, but I've just realised in handling them, in fondling them, how wibbly wobbly they are. And actually the trouble with this technique is you have to like put it upside down like this and get rid of it all, and really ideally scrape it off, but I don't actually know how I'm going to do that without like making the world's biggest mess, which you may see live here on YouTube. So maybe just for you I'll do the neat version. But yeah, I'm just using one chocolate. I have to colour this chocolate though because it's Christmas. I'm going to start with white. We use Colour Mill to colour our chocolate, don't know if you know that, but it's brilliant for colouring chocolate because it's oil based. Yeah, I love it. A lot of people ask us what food colourings we use, and we use sort of loads of different ones for different things, like sugar, like Sugar Flare do good ones, and PME. They're like gels or also known as pastes, but for chocolate, I think these are the way forward. All of them. We got any questions or any announcements?
I'll read down the list. Joe Davis says hi from Brisbane, Australia. Erica says hi from Mexico.
I've always wanted to go to Mexico.
Yes.
Please can I come over?
Someone is watching from Zambia.
Wow.
Clawtooth says the polystyrene cakes are very slimming, I find.
Yes, they're delicious. They get stuck in your teeth a little bit. Quite hard to swallow.
Yes.
Don't eat them. That's
no.
a disclaimer. Never eat a polystyrene cake.
Definitely not. James Reeves says, can you freeze a cornflake brownie? He wants to make some today but won't eat them all.
I would definitely freeze the brownie bit. Actually, brownies are really nice out of the freezer, but I've never tried freezing with the caramel on top. I feel like once it defrosts, it might kind of sweat a little bit and then weep and then lose its chewiness perhaps. So I would say no, but if you want to get ahead of yourself, just make the brownie in advance, freeze that, and then when you're ready to top it with the cornflake, do that like on the day because it sets quite quickly.
Yeah, totally.
Dane agrees.
Yes.
He's a pro.
Vicky and Martha, 13, are watching from Cleethorpes. We came to Crumbs and Doilies 2 weeks ago. It was awesome.
Lucky you. Oh, I wonder what they got to eat. Ooh.
Yeah, what did you guys get?
Tell us.
Spike Taylor says hello from the Isle of Wight. Andrew Fletcher says hello, love the recipes.
Thanks.
Privani says hi from Johannesburg.
Oh, it's a few South Africans.
Yeah.
People coming from far and wide. Is this a good time for you guys? Because we've done a couple of lives in the morning, and because we have so many followers in different time zones, it's really difficult to know what's a good time. So let us know if this is working for you.
Daniel says great singing voice, Gemma.
Oh, thanks. I can see the red tail lights. Just kidding.
Seatal says whenever I come to the shop in Soho, it smells like heaven.
It does. It also tastes like heaven.
Sophie says I have shop bought puff pastry. Its use by date is still but it's past its use by date. Is it still okay to use?
Wow, I actually bought a puff pastry. Not the ready rolled stuff because they didn't have that. So I got what I don't normally get, and that is the kind of the stuff that you have to roll, and I forgot about it, and it was only about a week after its sell by date or use by date or whatever it's called, and it was like literally ready to explode pillow of hell. I was like, oh my god, is this gonna be one of those like explosion occasions? So I'd say probably not. Also because it's got like, well, actually that stuff doesn't have butter in it, although you can get like butter based ones. But yeah, I'd say no. Don't do it.
Just get another packet. Nikki, not our Nikki, says, hi Gemma and Dane, been watching you since the start of this channel. You've been my inspiration to start baking since then, watching from the Philippines.
Oh, hi. So nice to have you here.
Andrew Fletcher said, blimey, thought it was my cupboard. This cupboard.
Yeah, they're all a bit like that, to be honest. Some of them are really neat and tight. Like, this one's hardly got anything in it, so this is great.
Yeah,
you can't really go wrong with some like flat things, but then you come into these departments and it is a bit like a hell. You know, nobody really knows where to put certain things, so things kind of get put back in like really random places, like the gravy is in with the food colouring. Makes perfect sense to me. It doesn't. Speaking of gravy, we've just been planning our Christmas party. I say gravy because we're actually going to have pies. I mean, we did pies last year. I don't know if you guys saw the like Crumbs and Doilies Christmas party video, which I think we put up just before New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
So we had a meeting this morning, a party meeting, and yeah, so good job we've still got some bisto because that way we can have gravy with our pies. We're going to make mash. It's going to be great.
Joe Davis says, where can the moulds be purchased?
So these moulds here, I have found them on Amazon, but not these particular ones. But they're called, so if you search for 3-piece sphere chocolate moulds, and the brand I think it's a Spanish or Mexican brand, and it's BWB. You can't really see it, or maybe it's BMB. Maybe that's upside down.
This looks like the right way around.
Well, yeah, so I think we did get them from Amazon, but it was a while ago, and I wanted to buy some more, but they didn't really have loads, but they did have some. And then these I got from Amazon. I basically got everything from Amazon. Don't judge me, but it's just so handy. And like, especially for us, because we quite often like will decide to do something in a few days, but we need whatever we need it for, like we need it tomorrow. You know, like chocolate molds, we need it tomorrow. So yeah, we kind of have to like just, you know, sign ourselves away to do that. Sorry, world.
Ellen Rebecca says, any tips for when making Swiss meringue buttercream, getting the meringue off the whisk when you want to start adding the butter? I feel like I'm wasting some meringue as I find it tricky to get off.
I've never found it tricky to, well, I never do anything like that. I never get the meringue off the whisk before I put the butter. I just put it straight in, because the butter will, you know, usually break down the meringue a little bit as it whisks round. But if in doubt, just give it a good old whack against the side of the bowl. That's another thing I quite like to do. It's good for getting the anger out. Not that I've got much, you know, but occasionally people annoy me. Not naming any names. Yeah, but that would be my tip. And Swiss meringue, a lot of people freak out about making Swiss meringue, about like it going kind of sloppy when you put the butter in. But I found, even if you're making like a really big batch and it's taking ages for the meringue, the buttery bit to cool down to room temperature, even if it goes a bit liquidy, if you just keep whisking it at a really high speed, it works itself out eventually. So the moral of the story is, don't give up. You will have Swiss. There you go. That's the moral. Also, just sing every answer that you submit. Yeah. Okay, who wants to see this next bit? Because it's actually really kind of fun. So you put these in, like so. So I've filled up the chocolate to just where there's a little line to give you a guide. And these are brilliant because they really don't require much skill in chocolate at all, or they're really not very messy. And there's very little waste too. Because you have to put the right amount in when you start. So look, this is what happens. You give it a little squeeze, and then you turn it upside down like this, and then you just squeeze all the way around, And that will just get the chocolate right to the top of where it needs to be. Now it does smush out a little bit sometimes, but I don't really mind that. It easily breaks off. And you can see I've done a little drizzly drizzle of white. I don't know if you could pick that up with your camera, Dane, but
yeah, you can see.
But yeah, so I'm just going to flip that up and put that in the fridge to set. So there's another couple of things I've been doing today. Don't look in the fridge because there's always a bit of a mess. There's usually like bits and bobs. There's my lunch. I'm having mac and cheese, which I made yesterday. It's going to look really nice. What else have I got in here? This is something I've been preparing because we're going to film a candy cane New York cookie video, and it has red and white chocolate in it. So I just made some of that. Again, using colour milk because it's just so good and so versatile. So I was just waiting for that to cool so I can chunk it into chunks. Chop it into chunks. What else have I been doing? Oh, well, if you look in this area here, you might, and look and see what we've got here, you might be able to guess. It's definitely in the Christmas zone. Actually, I didn't use these. They're just here because I don't want to put them away because I kind of want to just eat them. So I feel like every year we buy quality streets and then we put them in the cupboard and then we forget about them, and then every year we buy new ones. So I think actually in the cupboard, yeah, look. I think it's some from last year.
Which have the old wrappers now. They've changed wrappers. Yeah, they're all paper wrappers. Okay. Although in this box, I think there was some plastic and some paper the other day.
Listen, they are plastic. What's it called? Paper-ish.
Yeah, they've changed them.
Oh, I love a toffee penny. I'm going to eat it. You know what? I know it's not really ideal to be talking with a toffee in your mouth, but I feel like you guys deserve it. I know I do. Ooh.
Are they quite hard?
Yeah. Mickey's asked it. Are you having a toffee penny? I like a chew. Sorry, that's actually a really unwise move. When I was a kid, I once lost 2 teeth in the car on the way home from a kids' party eating a toffee penny.
Oh no, I hope this doesn't happen now.
Well, yeah. I mean, they were my baby teeth. They were ready to come out.
Oh, okay.
But still, it doesn't feel as hard as they used to.
Well, whilst you chew, you can think about this question from Tufty, who says, when you
Tufty?
Yes, Tufty
Love it.
McTavish.
Tufty McTavish?
Yes.
Wow, I love this name so much. Please tell us if that's your real name, because it's brilliant.
They have a question. When you're whipping butter in the mixer, does your paddle just smear the butter on the side of the bowl, or is there a pro tip? Well,
if that's happening, it's probably because there isn't enough butter. It's like a too small a batch to be using your mixer, or you need to adjust your mixer. So with a KitchenAid, so different mixers are different, right? But with a KitchenAid, if you lift it up and see this little screw here, if you get in there with a flathead screwdriver, oh, excuse the beeping, the washing up's done. What it actually does is like lowers this up and down. So if you are struggling to reach your ingredients, it might just need adjusting, but it also might just mean that you have a really small batch. In which case, just keep scraping down the sides of the bottom of the bowl, because eventually it will get in there. You just might take a little bit longer. That's all. Shoo. So, you know, passive aggressive. Like, we know you've done the washing. We get it.
Very persistent.
It's very persistent.
JB says, hi there, do you advertise your live stream? I'm not on any social media and just caught you by accident. Thanks.
Oh, well, welcome to you, accidental viewer. We do. We actually do put it on Instagram, but we are working towards doing this on a more regular basis. One of the reasons we haven't set on a regular one is because we're just trying to see what works best for you guys, because like I said earlier, we have so many people from all over the world, and we just want to give as many of you as possible the chance to tune in. And of course you can watch these videos after it's gone live, but you won't be able to get this amazing back and forth that's happening right now, and it really is amazing. I think you'll agree.
Jerry Bossenbrook, I hope I said that correctly, said, hey dear, I want to come and taste your food. I'm visiting London from the 23rd to the 26th with my mum. I'm from the Netherlands, big fan.
Well, lucky for you. The Crumbs and Toilet shop is open 7 days a week. So please do come and taste our food.
Roseanne said hi from Canada. She missed what food colouring you used for the chocolate.
It's called Colour Mill. It's an Australian-based brand, but we do sell it on the cupcakejemma.com and crumsanddoilies.co.uk, I think, as well. We did a collaboration with them actually, so we've got this like, I'll tell you what, I'll show you. We've got this really nice little pack of basically every colour that you'll need, except for white. That's the only thing it doesn't have, but you can pick that up separately.
Very good job walking backwards.
Well, you know what? I told my daughter off for walking backwards the other day because she walked backwards and then smacked her head on the mantelpiece. So, but I feel like I know this room well enough now. But this is it. It's the Colour Mill Cupcake Jemma. It's still available. You can get it from our website. You might even be able to get it from Colour Mill directly. I don't know. But it's great because it's got all the flavours and flavours, the colours. It's so concentrated. So these will last you for ages. Like we colour things all the time. And I don't know if we've even ever finished a bottle yet. So yeah, it'll last you a long time. And it's just really good quality stuff. It's brilliant for colouring chocolate, as I mentioned, but also trying. I did this with Swiss meringue buttercream and just a palette knife. And these little guys are just with I was trying to get like a snowflake effect, but this is more like flowers, so I gave up.
This one.
Thank you. So this, I really wanted this to be like a snowball cake, and I bought this stuff. It's like a cocoa butter velvet spray, and they use it on and then like just dabbed it about. And I think it looks quite snowbally. What do you think?
Yeah.
And then I've got like luster dust ones and swirly whirly marble ones. So this was just like blue luster dust, which is I just put it on with a brush. We've got a bit of a kind of icy sky blue vibe going on. But yeah, thought this would be nice. And like normally you wouldn't be able to like do this with a cake, but it's so light because it's mostly air inside. And actually some of these have, because I did experiment a little bit, inside some of these balls I have rice paper confetti because I thought that would be quite fun. But then I figured actually that's just a waste of time because no one's going to be smashing these balls rice paper out. It's gross. If it was filled with like Smarties or something, that'd be different, but I didn't have any of those.
And we have a couple of questions.
Oh.
I'm just going back up. There's
Okay.
been quite a few.
Lovely.
Let's see here. Okay. Karen Scott says, hi, all from Liverpool, loving your videos, just tuned in after marzipaning her Christmas cake.
Oh, wow, you're ahead of the game. Love it.
Maylee says, from Birmingham, I love making your cupcakes during my maternity leave.
Aww.
Livia is from Essex. Claude,
just Claude's back.
Back again. Any tips for things to do with naked oranges and lemons?
Well, I wonder what you were going to say then.
Yes. They zested some for their Christmas cake, but other than juicing them or making syrup, they're not quite sure.
I mean, I would just juice, to be honest. But you can do things like
you
can make curds. Yeah, exactly, Jane. Although I always put a little bit of zest in my curd as well. But yeah, you could make curd. Or you could make sorbet.
Oh yes.
You could. Oh, I feel like I used to make this really delicious cake at my old job before I started Crumbs and Doilies, which was basically it was an orange and lemon polenta cake. I might have put it on the channel actually, but you boil whole oranges and whole like with the pith and the skin and stuff. You blitz it up. So you could do it with those, but I don't know if you get quite the same depth of flavours if you've already zested it. But apology. Apology.
Yes.
Hopefully we will fix that next time.
If you miss
last Christmas, and we're going to have pies for our Christmas party this year.
Tufty McTavish says,
Tufty McTavish again.
What sort of...
Our little Tupperwares. But, you know, what's theirs is ours, essentially. I mean, what's theirs is, and what's ours is mine. I can take what I like. But I wouldn't.
Show us how you use your light track. Do you like it, considering...
Understand?
We can show you the whole thing. I mean... with the help of some people, I think.
No, he did it. Sam's one of those people who will just get up there.
Oh. Yes.
He's a bit like a mountain goat, isn't he?
So yeah, it has these like hooks on the ceiling, which I guess support everything.
We hope.
We hope. And yeah, this is it. So if you can gather from this picture, this is the rig. And then we just put the lights up like with these.
Sometimes like we do film stuff in the little kitchen that you saw at the beginning. Actually, it's got quite a nice light in there, but you always need a little bit more. Just be consistent. It has a big skylight all the way along, but we can't rely on the weather and the natural light. You're in a blizzard. So yeah, we had to have something that we could make consistent. Also, we've got the kitchen over this side gets no natural light, so we have to light this one artificially.
Very true.
Every time. Amazingly, despite the fact that there's no natural Coin, who is our resident plant doula, let's call her. What can we do about our string of pearls? They look like little peas. Like little horrible raisins. And the plant lady said, if you get like a bobby pin, you know, like a hair slide, and curl it around and keep it like the stalk, it's not stalk really, but you know what I mean, this bit, and close to the soil, eventually it'll reroot itself from like wherever you've put it.
Oh.
Yeah. But I came home with that information.
Dana says, recipe for apple crumble cookies.
Hang on, apple? That's in the book.
That is in the book.
Have we done a video on that?
We haven't, no.
Well, watch this space because maybe we will.
And Daryl Rose says, can you post a recipe for a lemon pudding that I don't have the tart taste like lemon curd has?
Oh, but I don't know about a lemon pudding that isn't tart because I love sour things. So, yeah, maybe. Or like a lemon posset would be nice for you. I don't have a recipe, but I've eaten it many times. It's very nice.
Last one, any tips on getting vegan cupcakes to rise?
I mean, just use our recipe, first of all. That should do it. But usually, excuse me, I'm going to cough. Usually with vegan recipes, you're relying on a leavener or a raising agent or like self-raising flour or bicarb. Sorry, I've got a terribly dry throat. It's because it's so hot in here. So I just...
Gemma will be back in a moment.
I'm really sorry. You know when you just have like a little dry spot in your throat and it just, no matter how much you swallow, you can't get rid of it. Apologies. But yeah, use self-raising flour, bicarb, some other stuff.
Perfect. Well, I think that's everything.
Well, listen guys, I'm so glad we made it to the point at which I choked. Might even happen again, if you're lucky. Thank you so much for joining us on this live. We are going to do more, so do keep your eyes peeled. We will always announce it on Instagram, and when we get into the swing of things, we will tell you where it'll be regularly happening. And yeah, well, if there's something you want us to show you on these lives or somewhere, let us know. Like if there's anything particular that you want to see, or if you just want to hang out, that's okay too. Like this is what I was doing, just hanging out, doing my thing. Oh, before you go, do you want to see the chocolate?
Yeah.
Because I think it's probably set, and I can show you how cool it looks. Oh, although just ignore the mess because obviously I've been chatting to you, so I haven't really had a chance to tidy up. But let's see. So we take this bit off, and then we take these. God, this is where see, look. And then you pull the soft bit out, and again, like all the overflowy bits, all the frilly bits will just kind of come off. And then I'll get another one. It's very satisfying. Put that one in. And then what you would do is you would heat up a saucepan, and then just turn it over, and then just on the saucepan go like this to sort of melt it, and then you'd stick it together like that.
cool.
It is pretty cool, isn't it? And that was really easy. These moulds, if you can find them, they're definitely the easiest way of doing it. I'm going to save doing these guys for when you're gone because I 100% know it's going to go wrong. Because I've never used them before. But there you go. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us and we'll see you next time.